Too close. I look way bigger than you. Hey, welcome to HR Happy Hour. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarland, how are you?
I didn't even say work break. It's the work break.
You say the Hey Steve Bose every day, but the other part is different almost each time, I've noticed.
Is it?
Sometimes it's welcome to HR Happy Hour Live. Sometimes it's HR Happy Hour. Sometimes it's work break.
I don't know. Welcome. Trish needs a break. You want to just call it that? Trish and Steve need a break. How about that?
All right. So yeah.
How are things?
It's good, and I know that you've got a lot going on, so we should get right to the things we wanted to talk about. I had a couple things. I know you do too.
Sure.
Should we mention the recording we did yesterday on the Real HR Happy Hour? It hasn't run yet, but we recorded a great show yesterday with. When you think about all the shows we've done, and you think about like that the senior or the CHRO type leader, the top HR person at a huge company, you don't get to do too many of those, honestly. And we did one yesterday with Regine Butner, who's the head of HR at DHL Express, the delivery company, the global delivery company. They're in 220 countries with 104,000 employees. And so we spent about 30 or 40 minutes with Regine yesterday, just talking about communication and engagement. It was real. I can't wait till the show runs. She was great.
I could have talked to her all day. Seriously. It's one of those things, like I said, I think everyone is stepping up their game anyway, because everyone's just being so thoughtful about things. But especially when you take a company like DHL Express, I won't give too much away because she was amazing. But one of the things that I found really interesting was, for a company that is a delivery company that makes sure packages get where they need to be, she has so many great stories about the culture there and how each person understands the importance of their job as it relates to delivery. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to sort of connect, like, why am I here? What am I doing? Does my job have purpose? When you think about all of the things like personal protective equipment and masks and all of the other things that are going out in deliveries right now, how the supply chain's been interrupted, we've talked about that before. And now you've got a company like DHL Express who is actually making this happen, and they take great pride in it. I think you looked up, they're on the.
I did. So she mentioned, as we were talking, Regine dropped how like we've done well. We're a great place to work. She just threw it out there casually. And while she was talking, I just quickly Googled it. I went to the greatplacetowork.com site. Right. And if you look at the 2019 international world's best workplaces, all of the world, talking about the whole world, right. DHL Express came in number 4. In best workplaces, greatest work. I mean, that's amazing. So
there though, they're not putting that out in our faces every minute. But
I didn't know. I had no idea. They're only behind Cisco, Hilton, and Salesforce, and ahead of a lot of other companies that you'll know. So really, really cool. So yeah, that was fun. We did, and they'll probably run next week or so. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited for everyone's feedback on that one. I think that you will really enjoy hearing from a CHRO. And like you mentioned, in 220 countries, again, lots of us have been in HR. You've worked in HR. I've worked in HR. I can't even imagine working in 50 countries.
I didn't even believe there were two. I didn't even think there were 220 countries. I didn't look that up. I wonder how many countries there actually are.
Well, she said they're in every country. So I would imagine 220 is probably
the number. Maybe that's the number.
It's gotta be. I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah, but they're everywhere. So imagine the way that you have to be really mindful about communication. She talked a lot about sort of having not just the leaders communicating, but making sure their behaviors match what they're communicating. Again, too, I'm sitting there thinking like light bulb, like that. We don't talk about that enough, right? So please listen to the whole show. It was really, really good.
So I have something else, Trish, I wanted to mention. I know you said yesterday you're going away for a couple days.
I am.
One thing I think about traveling, I have a pet peeve about traveling, and it is this. People who complain about their bags going missing. Those people who like, I'll never check my bag. I hate losing my bag, right? Yeah. And losing your bag kind of stinks. I'm not saying it doesn't. It does happen from time to time. But Trish, do you know how often it really happens? How often does a bag not Two things. How often does a bag not show up within, say, a couple of days of you arriving at your destination? And then secondly,
a couple of days.
And then secondly, how often does it never show up? Like you never get it back? Would you guess?
I think it shows up within a couple of days in almost all cases, I would say. And
it does, Trish. You're absolutely right.
99%.
I'll give you some numbers. You're right. It's over 99%.
Completely.
Here's the part. There's a point to the story, but I'll tell it quick. In a normal year, pre-pandemic, pre-travel slowdown, right? A normal year, about 43 billion bags are checked in global airlines. 43 billion. About 25 million get lost, right? They don't show up immediately.
That's a lot of bags.
25 million out of 43 billion. That's 5.7 per 1,000. That's it's about half of 1% don't show up. Half of 1% don't show up. And then how many never get reunited with the traveler? Would you guess? 0.03% never get back to you. 0.03%. And here's why that's interesting. Do you know what happens to that 0.03% when they do turn up eventually, like to those bags?
What?
They get sold to a company called Unclaimed Baggage in Alabama, who sells who goes through all the contents and sells the stuff that can be sold and donates the stuff that can be donated and discards the stuff that can be that needs to be discarded. It's amazing. Almost every piece of unclaimed baggage from the U.S. airlines ends up in a store in Alabama. I found that blew me away. But it also blew me away the fact that
for your stuff, that's it.
That bags almost never ever get lost. So
you know what, I agree.
Quit your belly aching about your bag getting lost, because it almost never happens.
No, I agree. In all the years, I mean, we both travel a lot. I travel a lot. I probably take at least, I don't even know, 30, 40 trips a year, something like that. My bags get lost maybe once a year. But when they do, it's like so dramatic. Like I went to Spain. You need your luggage in Spain. How does it get lost from?
It's inconvenient if there's a delay, but my point is this: the incredible vast majority of them show up. They're right there when you get off the plane, and even a tiny percentage never get reunited back to the traveler. A tiny percentage. 0.03%.
About that?
You're more likely to get hit by lightning than your bag getting lost on this trip and never get returned to you.
Can I tell you my favorite story about losing my bags? So I was traveling Delta to Las Vegas for I think it was maybe Oracle, some conference we were doing.
I recall.
Pardon me?
I recall some of the story, I believe.
So I get to Las Vegas. There's no bag. Okay. Go to the hotel. I report it. All the things you're supposed to do through Delta. I don't usually fly Delta either, so they don't care who I am. Anyway, it was like a day and a half later. The bag shows up at my hotel, delivered by United. United. It wound up in the United area of the, I guess, whatever, Minneapolis airport. And they were so kind. I wasn't even flying on their airline. They took the time to find out who the bag belonged to, then where I was going, and then they found the hotel I was in, and then they delivered it to my hotel.
Yeah.
So yay, United, for taking care of me when I wasn't even flying your airline.
Well, I'm a Delta guy, Trish, and I'd have to believe that somehow in the underpinnings of that story was some fine Delta customer service agents expediting that bag delivery for you, because the United flight was coming in sooner. That's my guess.
That is not the case, as I point you to my lip gloss, which is makes it very serious. No, it was not the case, because it was a week later, a week after I got home, Delta customer service called me to tell me they were so sorry that my bag was irretrievable. And
it was the contents were being sold in a store in Alabama.
And I'm like, really? I said, that's interesting, because United delivered my bag about a week ago. But
the funny thing is, I don't know where
on top of it, Delta.
I'm really poor at geography. I read this story this morning, which is why I told it here on the show, but I don't really know geography too well. I wonder how far that store is from me. Like, I wonder if I could drive to that store from where I'm at. I don't know where Alabama is.
Well, you'd have to drive through Georgia, all the way across Georgia, kind of like catty corner to get to Alabama.
I should get a map.
Within a day.
Might be a fun little roadie and see they have an online site too. It's called it's Unclaimed Baggage is the name of the store. It's probably just unclaimedbaggage.com or .org.
Okay.
They do sell some of the stuff online, but apparently the vast majority of stuff you got to go to the store. They don't they don't inventory it all and digitize it and put it all online.
Well, there you go. There's our tip for the day, everyone. Go check.
Yeah. One more. I had one more quick one. Zoom is selling.
I gotta go. I've got to hit the airport myself.
Zoom is selling a $599 27-inch touchscreen device to manage your Zoom calls. Trish, are you interested? It's got 3 integrated webcams and 8 noise-reducing microphones built into a big 27-inch touchscreen for Zooming.
You know what? No, because people are still using so many different things, right? In any given day, I'm on Zoom. I mean, we use Zoom, but right now we're using StreamYard. We also use, what is it? I was on a WebEx yesterday. Oh, shout out to Cornerstone On Demand, because I'm going to be talking about them the next time we do the work break. They have a new thing called Skills, which is really, really, really cool. So little teaser there, but no. So yeah, everyone's using different, I've been on a GoToMeeting lately. I'm
intrigued by it, but yeah, it's probably a little steep to drop $599 on a 27-inch thing that does one thing, which is basically take Zoom calls.
Again, if everyone used Zoom, then yes, maybe.
All right.
Right, to make it easier, because it is challenging for everyone to get good audio, good video. It's a challenge, but good stuff.
All right.
Well, thanks for helping me end my work day. And now I'm going to jet off to Vail and have a few days of relaxation in the wilderness.
Well, travel safe. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks, as always, for listening and watching and tweeting and letting us know how you're doing and what's up. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.